Hey guys, OddOneGaming here, and this is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video. So today we're going to talk about a clan boss team that it's quite used by a lot of people that don't have the standard unkillable. So if people that don't have the Demeters, they don't have the Manitors, Roche cards, Warcasters, all those unkillable options, or if you don't have the crazy counter-attack champions like the like Velk, Martyrs, and maybe I don't know with Brogni. So people that don't have the crazy combinations and try to go for a standard killable comp, they usually try and build a 4-3 ratio comp, or like some comp that you use block, debuff champs and stuff like that. And one of the most common ones used out there is actually called the Sepulcher build, which is this one that usually uses Sepulcher Sentinel for the role of block, debuff champs. Let me just prepare something else in the meantime, because I have everything in here ready so I can show exactly what we are working with today. Okay, let me see just to get the right one. Okay, so it didn't let me. Never mind. I will have to change it. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, okay. This is how it happens, guys. Usually, you know, when you're trying to showcase something, you have to prepare everything in advance. And guess what? I didn't prepare it properly, but I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, so I'm talking about the Sepulcher build, as I was saying earlier. This is the Sepulcher build, and usually this one does is it makes Sepulcher, which is the block debuff champ that does it on a 2-1, does the block debuffs for 2 turns, but it's on a 4-turn cooldown, makes her go on a 4-3 ratio. What does that mean? It means that she goes for 4 times every time, for every 3 turns the clan boss does. Well, the team that we are playing with today is a little bit different, and that team basically uses, instead of Sepulcher, we are using Duchess. I know Duchess is really good and really crazy to be used in like Arena and other areas, but this account is not at that point, honestly, where he can say like, oh my god, let me focus Arena, let me smash Arena with Duchess. No, he can still afford to use Duchess in there to be the you know, for her other specialty skills, which is her passive that provides damage mitigation 15% from bosses, which is her lead that brings us the increased speed, like the speed aura for everybody, and her block debuffs, increased attack, and perfect veil, which provides us damage mitigation. Obviously we had the Tatura as well, but it's a little bit different to tune in and so on and so forth. Plus, you already have Iron Brago in the team, so that's why we didn't choose this one, in case somebody is asking. So, what does this team actually do? The team that we're talking about, like I said, is the 4-3 ratio one, Sepulcher build. So all I did was I went in the calculator, I put the speed aura from Duchess, and I change everybody else's speed to be the exact speed that they need to be, the true speeds, the exact ones that they need to be. From the standard build that you would find, if you go here, we kept Skullcrusher, because obviously we have Skullcrusher in the team, but I decided to actually change it a little bit. I decided to bring some different champions for honestly, for more damage mitigation. So I brought in Venomage, which has damage mitigation on her passive, on this one. Enemies under heal reduction debuff inflict 15% less damage. She provides the heal reduction, or Skullcrusher, if he lands it, if you give him accuracy, he provides the heal reduction as well. Actually, wait, let me see. Place is okay if the target's defense is lower than this champion's. Yeah, so you could make it, because the clan boss usually has kind of low defense. So you could make this one work as well. But you care about using Velomage's heal reduction. That's an extra 15% damage mitigation. Plus, like I said, the 15% from Duchess's passive, plus from the Perfect Veil, which I think mitigates 15, I don't remember, it's either 15 or 20% less damage from AoEs, again from her AoE. Then we have another one in Geomancer, which again has more damage mitigations. Geomancer's passive decreases damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects the damage into each enemy under HP bar, which is going to be the clan boss, placed by this champion. So basically, apart from the insane damage that this passive can actually do, it also provides 15% damage mitigation. So we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 points of damage mitigation. And on top of that, we have Skullcrusher that does ally protection along with the AoE counterattack. We all know, like people that, or if you do not know, ally protection is one of the best buffs you can bring in a clan boss, because it's, I don't know, let's call it busted. It doesn't work perfectly as it's supposed to. So basically everybody that is attacked and is protected by an ally protector, they receive 15% damage, but the protector, which is in our case Skull Crusher, doesn't get that extra 15%, the extra 50% that was left over. It gets just like a basic standard number, which you see at the beginning, you see till the end, same number. So that's why this one's really busted. So the team that we are working is this one over here. There are different presets used for obviously for Ultra Nightmare and non-Nightmare. And if I am not mistaken, actually I tried it on Spirit earlier. It didn't look like it works on Nightmare. So the fix maybe for Nightmare I haven't tried because he doesn't have that champion, or I didn't see. The fix for this one could be having, maybe trying to bring an ally, an extender. So if you try to bring an extender maybe for Nightmare instead of, like, I don't know, Geomancer or Venomage, it could actually work. Or if you try to bring a Doom Priest instead of Geomancer, which would always do the cleanse, like here, as we see. Let me see. Yeah. So Geomancer to bring always here, because for her I think we would be fine. Yeah, so I haven't tested it on Spirit, didn't work. I tested everything else works. The reason for it is because she will always be the one taking the stun. So the only problem is getting a decreased speed, but the stun she will always get it, because guess what? On her block debuffs she also places the perfect veil. Same reason why in Ultra Nightmare she's so good. You basically tank her up to always take the stun, because she's always the one that's gonna be visible, because on her A2 she always places let's go Duchess. On her A2 she places block debuffs, increase attack on everybody, and perfect veil on everybody except herself. So you always know who will be the stun target. So the way that I said that this one can be done perfectly is to use this setup. So if you do it on Ultra Nightmare, you do the first three things over here. So you do A1, A2, then you do A2, A1, A2. So everything that it says here, you do it. And then when it comes to turn 3, you do the same thing. A3, A1, A2, A3, A2. And it should be auto. Like, honestly, for when you get here, it should be full auto. The reason why I've done it, if you notice, Iron Brago's A3 here, and Venomage is A2 here, it's both of those skills do decrease attack. So the reason why I do them both at the same time is because I want to have reliability on the decrease attack. In case one doesn't land, you have the other one. Or in case it's affinity, one's wrong affinity, you have the chance of the other one to land. So you always try and have that backup decrease attack land there, because we don't have anybody that has decrease attack on the A1. Then on the second turn, same reason, I have the A2 from Iron Braga be done here instead of here. So we have, for the second AoE, when Skull Crusher still has the ally protection but not unkillable, we have the increased defense on everybody, so that's more reliable. Iron Braga is really good at this because he does it on a 3-turn cooldown, so it lasts over till the first turn when he does his A3 to land the decrease attack, because he needs increased defense to land the decrease attack. Same thing for Venomage. I've done the A1 on the second turn, so we have the A3 here, which is the poisons, because he needs the poison to land the decrease attack on the A1. We done the A3 before the stun, and then we have it we have poisons 100% guaranteed for the first AoE, because if we do the A3 here, she counterattacks, she can remove the poisons from her A1 because she explodes poisons. That's why A2, A1, A3. Every single turn order of the skills here are done for a reason. If you don't have all of these champions, you can try and swap them, but always make sure you have test out, see where you have increased defense, where you need it, see where you have other stuff. So always have to test out these things. What I'm going to do now is I'm gonna play the run, I'm gonna show you how it goes on Ultra Nightmare, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the build. So see you in a bit, guys. And we are back, everyone. Look at this, 24.3 million damage. And we saw that Duchess actually died first, and then everybody, they still went on and did some decent damage. This was only on Void, so if you think about it, if it was Affinity, this can do a lot more damage because Geomancer does more damage on Affinities because of his passive. His passive, the more times he gets hit, the higher chance he has to proc that skill. But the damage that we had, obviously, Duchess and Skullcrusher, not as much damage. The main damage dealers, Iron Brago 5.4, Geomancer 7.6, and Venomage 6.1. This 24.3 million is actually a consistent 3-key Ultra Nightmare Fort. In order for it to be 3-key, you need 23.4 if I'm not mistaken. Because the Ultra Nightmare is 70.2. Let me just do a quick calculation here. So if you do 70.2 split by 3, then yeah, 23.4 million. If you hit that number, that's done. Okay, now let me show you actually the builds. So bear in mind the damage that we did, 3-key, good champions, good mitigations. But let me show you actually the gear that we had. Nothing too crazy, guys. So let's start with Iron Brago. Lifesteal, look at his stats. I mean, look at this, 126 crit rate, 127 crit damage, accuracy, and decent defense. We didn't have better big gear. This is the gear we had for him in lifesteal. And the masteries, which are offense and defense, we took these ones because this one should have been Master Hexer, the last one. So let me just do it. This one doesn't really help, honestly, but this is for him to extend the decrease attack. So these are offense and defense. We could have gone this way, but I chose to go here for like to extend the decrease attack, I guess. Even though we only need it for the AoEs because the stun is not influenced. So maybe what might be a good idea to change him, but he doesn't die, so you don't need the support ones. Duchess, we put her in a regen set, guys. We put Duchess in a regen set because we didn't have lifesteal. We didn't have lifesteal, so we adapted and we put a regen. Her stats, the right speed, no crit rate, I just made her to be tanky. So decent HP, but I wanted more defense because she takes the stun. The higher HP you have, the more damage you take from the stun target, and she will always die at the stun if I'm not mistaken. But after we test it and see that if she dies from the slam, obviously we would prefer to get her in lifesteal as well and make her heal back up with the lifesteal. But like I said, we didn't have enough, so we put regen. That's how we do it. That's how we do, guys. You adapt. These are the masteries for her. Obviously again, War Master, Life Drinker, and then we took this one for the shields that she does, and for these masteries to be useful for other content, other areas of the game. Having her speed and extend buffs is helpful, and also extending these buffs can help us for like the AoEs as well. Geomancer, again, guess what, guys? Regen. Again, they didn't have enough lifesteal. We adapted. We put regen on. Same thing here. No crit rate. We just made Geomancer to be tanky, to survive. Right speed, accuracy, and then survivability stats. Because we want most of his damage comes from this one anyway. So we didn't care about everything else. These are Geomancer's masteries. Same thing as Sniper and Master Hexer doesn't help that much. I mean, Master Hexer helps because it extends the weaken and HP burn. Sniper, it just helps for the decreased accuracy. So again, maybe you could try and change him to go into the defense, especially for the tough skin and for like the blast proof. So you can survive more. But again, Geomancer didn't die, so these masteries are fine for him. Venomage, we kept the same masteries, and I really like Master Hexer for the chance of extending a decreased attack, but especially for the decreased defense and the poison. So this one's definitely good for her. Same thing, damage and support. She's in lifesteal because she does a little bit more damage than Geomancer, and she does decent hits in there. These are her stats. Speed, like I showed, 100% crit rate. Again, 138 crit damage, barely any crit damage, 1.8k attack, barely any attack, and the right accuracy. So as you see, the gear is lacking, guys. The gear is lacking, and we still managed to do it. Oh yeah, and Skullcrusher. Skullcrusher we had before in Stalwart, but it was failing. He wasn't healing enough. He died. So I just looked for some random gear again on him. Tried to give him 100% crit rate and then survivability stats, so he can tank as much damage as possible with the right speed. 100% look at this, 96 crit damage. Barely any crit damage, doesn't matter. He has the right stats. He survives. He heals back up. And he doesn't die first, because if he dies first, everybody dies and the run fails. And for him, we went this way. Obviously, we should have changed this one to Grim Resolve, but I'm not gonna reset it for now. And same thing with Retribution, we came back with the defense tree because of the extra defense, the blast proof, the delay death, because you want him to tank as much damage as possible since he's the ally protector. The last two ones don't help as much unless we take the stun, which we don't. But you know, we finish the mastery so we don't see red dots. So as you see, guys, if you use the right combination of champions, doesn't matter the gear, it can be the, you know, it can be like we used 2 regen sets and 3 lifesteals. If you don't have all lifesteal, you adapt, you try and change and do something so it works. This is what we did. If we had somebody in here maybe that brought us lifesteal, we could have quit on having what's it called? We could have not had everybody in lifesteal, and maybe it would have been different. Maybe we could have tanked them more, could have more people in stalwarts, or like, you know, random sets, because lifesteal leech will help you, but we don't have the option. I'm not gonna bring Yannicka just for that because it's not, I don't know, I don't know if she can. I've never used her, so I didn't test her out, but maybe she could have been an idea to come and replace, I don't know, maybe not Geomancer because he does the damage, but maybe Venomage. Who knows, but it's not preferable because that's what you think. When you build a team like this, what do you lose if you change it? If you remove Geomancer, we don't have the HP bar and the weaken, we lose lots of damage. If we remove a Venomage, we do not have the decreased defense and another decreased attack. So, you know, we always have to think, if you remove something, what do you bring instead? But I blabbered enough, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, take care everyone.